Sriman Indubhushan Prabhu from Holland. Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji.
Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Gurachandra, Radhikai, Tadaliye, Krishna, Krishna Bhaktai, Tada Bhaktai, Namo Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Radhikaya, Priyatmane, Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Kinana. Manchakapatobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo, Hare Hare. So, first of all, I pay my most humble obeisances under the lotus feet of Sri Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Puristom Vishnu Pada Satara Satasishimat, Srila Bhakti.Tv Narayana Goswami Maharaj, on this most auspicious day, the centennial day of Srila Gurudeva. And the same obeisances unto my Siksha Gurus, Srimati Krishna Vidhi Thakurani, Srila Pujyapada Om Vishnu Pada Satara Satasishimat, Srila Bhakti.Tv Madhusudana Goswami Maharaj, all Rupa Guru Varga, all Vaishnavas, all Vaishnavis. You can hear me clear? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, yeah, what I said, I'm from Holland. I'm born in a Christian family. So for me, God was always existing, but who God was, you have no idea. As you born in a Christian, as the Christians, they cannot say who is God. So it was 96, I remember. It was the centennial day of Srila Bhakti.Tv Swami Prabhupada. I was in Amsterdam, and there was a big festival in the center of Amsterdam. And somehow I became so much attracted to the mantra they were singing, the Maha Mantra. I never heard it before, but it was, yeah, it attracted me so much. So I went there and they were dancing and singing in front of Murti, deity of Prabhupada. So it was, yeah, I could not leave this sound. It was so much pleasing me. So I took some books from the book table, and then when I came home, all the answers were there. It was so clear for me. Suddenly I knew who is God, who am I, what is the meaning of life. Everybody was, I could accept it in one moment. So it was a big change in my life, 96. So the next week I went to the temple in Amsterdam, and since then, yeah, my life changed so much. I get new friends in ISKCON, but it's yeah, it took 3 years before I met Gurudeva. So I met many preachers, many sannyasis in ISKCON, many gurus, but there was no any sannyas, any guru who really could impress me to, yeah, that I was thinking, oh, I want to have him as my guru. I want to take initiation. So it was 99. I met some Gurudev disciples, and they invited me to come to the festival in Holland because Srila Gurudeva, he was coming. Srila Bhakti.Tv Narayana Goswami Maharaj, he was coming to Holland, and actually the festival was quite close to my house where I was living in Bodegraven. Maybe some devotees know it. So I went there. First I asked in ISKCON, there is a guru coming, Srila Bhakti.Tv Narayana Maharaj. Nobody has announced him. And they said, no, better not go. He is not in line with Prabhupada and this and that. But I was thinking, well, I can make my own decision. If it's not good, I can recognize it and I will not go there any further. So I went, and what happened? Actually, that day, I can see sometimes when I have a very good day, there are signs. So that day, I had so many signs were in the air that I could see, wow, this is a very auspicious day. So, but I didn't make the link directly with going to the festival because it was at the end of the day and I had a lot of things to do that day. But I could see it was a very auspicious day. So I went to the festival. I was a little late, so I came in and I was sitting in the back. And Srila Gurudeva, he was sitting on the stage, and maybe Prem Biojan, he was speaking something. And then I noticed that Gurudeva, he started to look at me. I was inside for a couple of minutes. And from that moment, I could see this man. He gave me an understanding. He knew me. he was saying with his eyes, I was waiting for you. I knew that you was coming. So I could see, wow, this is a guru. This is really what I was thinking of, to have a guru. He knows past, present, and future. So he gave me this understanding. I'm not an ordinary person. I know everything. So I could see that. But it was a little bit overwhelming me. So I was not directly thinking of initiation, because yeah, it was what I could see. And then later, also the next morning, there was a morning walk. Gurudev, he did a morning walk and devotees were following him. And then also suddenly he started to look at me, and with his strong blue eyes, everybody knows. So it was such a strong look he was giving me, and so deep, so strong. And then he picked a flower. I remember it was a very yellow flower. He said, this is exactly the color of the pitambara of Krishna. I thought, wow, he can see everything. So it was really, really so much different from all the gurus I saw in ISKCON. So, and then I understood Krishna has sent me his great, great mercy, has come to my life. So this I cannot let it go. So I asked for initiation, and it was actually in India, because he invited me to come for Parikram, my first time in India. So I went to India for Kartik. There I received initiation. And yeah, everything was so new for me. To be in India, I had totally other expectation of India. So I became very sick also. I met my friend Manmohan from Holland. He was also new. He came through Australia to India. So we became so sick, never been so sick before. But it was all, yeah, so much new experience. But it was, I remember the first teaching Gurudev was giving me, that the Guru is in your heart. You cannot have any thought that Guru is not noticing. Because one time he was giving Harikatha in Varsana, and it was in a pandal, small pandal, where he was giving these lectures. And I became so thirsty, and the Harikatha was also at that time so much above my head. So I thought, let me get some drink outside. But I felt ashamed to stand up and walk through the back. So I thought, I'm sitting at the side when Gurudev is not looking. Then I go to the curtain, and then I take my drink outside. But at that moment, Gurudev, he was not, for one moment, he was not looking to another side. He was only looking at me. So there was no chance for me to sneak out. So I understood, oh, Gurudev is teaching me that you cannot cheat me. I know what you think. So this was a very beautiful teaching. And since then, I noticed that, yeah, wherever I was, Gurudev was there, and he could guide me. He could read my thoughts. He could see when I was losing direction. So wherever I was, I could see I have a transcendental person in my heart who's guiding me. So also this first parikram, Gurudev came with a new book. It was the life teachings of Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, his Guru Maharaj. So I had so much knowledge about who is Gurudev, and also not who is Param Gurudev. So everything was new for me. But when I read that book, that was one of the first books, it was so amazing how to see, how to read, how Gurudev was worshipping so much faith in his Guru and serving his Guru. So I became so impressed how he left his house, his wife, family, such a strong connection. And he was the one who was responsible for the income. He was the only one who had a job. So everybody was relying on Srila Gurudev, but he left everything for his Guru. Everything. Amazing how to read. In the night, he sneaked out, and then he went to Navadvip. He did not speak any Bengali, so he went there, and the first thing he said to his Guru Maharaj, I giving all the love and affection I have for my family members, for my wife, put at your lotus feet. So Param Gurudev, he started to cry. He said, never, I have heard this before. And it was not only the words. Of course, one time I heard, when the family members of Srila Gurudev find out where Srila Gurudev was, they came to the mud. And then they informed Gaur Narayan Brahmachari, oh, your family members, your wife is here. They want to see you. And he said, no, I cannot see them. I have no connection with them anymore. So not only speaking, but following everything what he taught his Guru Maharaj. But even his Guru said, you have to meet them. You cannot leave them standing there. So he went there, but he kept his eyes closed. He didn't look at them. So strong Gurudev was, amazing. So this impressed me so much. And also one pastime I read, there was one personal servant of Param Gurudev. I think his name was Ananga Mohan Brahmachari. He was such a qualified Brahmachari. He was Kirtanier and he was a perfect cook. So he was so much, he had so much, Param Gurudev had so much affection for him. And then one time he became sick. He had tuberculosis. And he was so sick, he was vomiting blood. And Param Gurudev, he took him in so many hospitals, but he didn't became better. So Param Gurudev, he had so much tension from it. And he was so much worried. But no Brahmachari, nobody wanted to help him, because if you become close to this person, you can become sick as well. And then you can die also, because at that time you could die from this virus. But it was Srila Gurudeva. Srila Gurudeva told his Guru Maharaj, Param Gurudev, he said, Gurudev, you focused on preaching. You go for preaching. I will look after Ananga Mohan Brahmachari. You do your thing, your preaching, and I will look after. And I heard this gave so much, he had received so much mercy from his Guru, that Gurudev, he was not thinking of his own life, the risk he took. So we know how Param Gurudev, he was protecting Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, his Guru. But Srila Gurudev also, he had no interest in his own life. He was only thinking how to please my Guru. So Srila Gurudev, everything what he spoke, everything, all his preaching is with so much experience. If he preach about Harinam, he speaks with so much realization, because he is Lakpati, chanting every day 1 lakh Harinam. So this is the power of Gurudev's preaching, so strongly, because he has served his Guru. He could any topic in Bhakti, he could speak with so much realization that you could feel in his words. That was the power of his preaching. So after 3 years initiation, I think, I was in white cloth. I was not a brahmachari at that time. So I was thinking, shall I marry or shall I stay brahmachari, or shall I become brahmachari? And then there was a strong attraction between one lady, and I was thinking maybe it's good to get married, and yeah, in this way we can help each other on the path of bhakti. And Gurudev came to Holland and he was giving Harikatha. He spoke, oh, in Mahaprabhu's time, so many devotees were married. So I was thinking, Gurudev is giving permission. He's approving it, my ideas. But then at the last program in Rotterdam, Gurudev was giving Harikatha, and that was the city where I had just a new house, and I had some kind of gallery. I was artist at that time, and I thought I put some books there, and I show my devotional art, so maybe people get interested. So I asked the devotees, maybe Gurudev, after the program, he can bless the place where I'm staying on the way back. And I was not sure if he was coming or not, because they could not promise it. They had not asked Gurudev yet. So I had to wait after the program, and suddenly the bell was ringing, and then there was Gurudev with 5 other cars following him. So the whole place became full. So they told me how to serve Gurudev. He likes fruit, so I had a fruit plate for Gurudev. And anyhow, Gurudev was so happy, and he was joking with the devotees. And at the end, he asked me, oh, you're Indubhushan? Yes, Gurudev. You are married? No, Gurudev, I'm not married. Oh, very good. I want to give you saffron, he said. And he was looking at me, so because he was saying with his eyes, I know your mind. I know what is in your mind, so I come to offer you this opportunity. And I understood, yes, this is Gurudev's mercy. So I accepted the saffron he offered me. And actually, yeah, since that time I have, and also he said, your house is perfect to become a preaching center. So I want the devotees to do programs here, and you can invite sannyasis. So my house became a preaching center. Devotees came to stay there, and we had a beautiful time with so many sannyasis coming, Tridanti Maharaj, Sripadvan Maharaj, and so many others, Sridhar Maharaj. So it was, yeah, I had beautiful remembrance of that. Devotees from Germany, England came. So it was beautiful. Only in the beginning, it was quite difficult because I had the feeling this is my house, and the devotees, they think, no, this is Krishna's house. So I had to lose a lot of attachment I had. So I wrote Gurudeva a letter that, oh, Gurudev, please give me some inspiration. I'm facing a lot of difficulties running this preaching center. And Gurudev, at that time, he wrote letters back. So he wrote me, problems will always be there, but I will learn you to dance over them. So I still remember these words. And really, it is like this. When I'm looking back now, the problems that I was facing at that time, now I'm not seeing it as a problem anymore. So Gurudev, really, he is helping us, everybody, so much. And maybe we are not seeing it, but Gurudev says, maybe you don't see me working on you, but I'm working on everyone. Some people we know he's keeping close to him. And some people he is working on them from a distance. Some people be getting frustrated. Oh, Gurudev is not looking at me, not speaking at me. But that is the treatment we needed at that moment, maybe. So he was helping everybody at the same time. And the best treatment was needed, he was giving us. So in this way, such a beautiful gift Krishna has given us. We cannot understand how much mercy we have received with having this kind of guru in our life.
Thank you so much. Dandavat pranams, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. Hare Krishna. Dandavat, all the devotees. Hare Krishna.